As you know, people are diseased with witchcraft and with TV politics, but every single minute, every second of your life, you can completely turn anything around. You have a rebirth that's every second. If you take into account your train of thought, how good you are at maintaining healthy thought patterns, the practical application of that is having the ability, the wisdom of knowing you can completely switch gears every new second. And what I mean is you could be going to look at some atrocity online, some politics thing. You could do, I'm going to look at, and then I'm not going to look. It's like a 100% 180. You have the ability to do that every single second that comes your way. No matter what it is. No matter if you're looking for a needle or something, like I'm gonna cook. Okay, here we go. The next second, I'm going to be completely the best version, and everything that I'm trying to pound into my head is there. It's possible if you're a freaking powerful magician. That would be a definition of power. That would be the definition of power, what I just described. So most people are not capable of it, and I don't want to say, well, even saying that, I'm not trying to reinforce negative connotations to reinvention. I'm not. But hey, I'm a victim to all these things just as everybody else is. Every second that comes at you, you can completely do something completely different. Every second, you could be on the path to destruction. So you got to make your time. If you want to be that Lord and not be a Gollum Frankenstein, you have to at least know that every second that comes your way, you can do a complete 180. You don't have to go do this. You can go do that. You could, instead of doing this thing that's going to derail my train of thought, I can go outside and get onto a different path. And that is where the only place the butterfly effect can be seen in anything at all. If you realize that switching one thing that you're beelining to do can fix the whole day, it can fix your whole life. That's the only butterfly effect that you should be familiar with at all. I would put that forth. You're up against so much. You need to see things as they are. And it applies to anything at all. And it applies to anything, and it applies to everything. You have no power at all if you're not able to control your seconds. That's everything. It's easy to say, just stay positive, man. Yeah. I do it, and I try to teach people how to do it. Pushing thoughts out of your mind, or refusing to hear thoughts that are in English in your brain. Turning it off, saying, I don't want to hear English. I want to hear like where my faith is at right now. I want to operate on the faith or from the heart instead of the brain. Put it that way. But most methods that are taught are ineffective and demoralizing and are meaningless. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Yeah. Yeah, you know, you can just stay positive. Yeah. Push that thought out of your head. Yeah. If you're not, know that. That's the only power you have is what you think about. The only power you have is what you choose to think about. The only power you have is what you refuse to think about. Porcelain lion, no denying. I ain't lying. I'm saying that's power. And that's the only power you have. What's this? Our thoughts determine our lives. Makes a little bit of sense, doesn't it? Dispelling intrusion in your thoughts. If your thoughts aren't as perfect as you are intelligent enough to conceive, then your toil is to stop those thoughts and force yourself in the next second to choose a completely different direction. Because that one direction, going to look up a conspiracy, going to hit, shooting up, crushing pills, putting up your ass. I'm just saying, I have to give bad examples. Anything at all doesn't have to be the legend of the holy nuns. You don't have to be, the father of all morality. I'm not saying that. It could be that your thought process is always the determination of the lesser of two evils. Lesser. Hey, whatever works, whatever's going to get you there, it should be that. It could be a binary thing. You could look at it like that. What's worse? Okay, I'll do the other thing. I'm not trying to create gymnastics or games in your head. But every second, you can go completely bonkers. You could stay sick in the brain, thinking about things that aren't real, or fears and worries, which are unnatural feelings for men and women to have, can only be described as an infestation of either parasites, physical or spiritual, demonic possession, invasion, or some parasites living in your stomach or your intestines or your brain or something. Feeling bad and being in hell is not the natural state for a man or a woman to feel. It's not. And I know there's intuition. If you're ruining your own life and you're feeling sick, if you don't have discernment, understanding, wisdom, then you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Every second. Free will seems like a joke. I get that. Depending on the time that you're born, the stars that you're born under, the interference of the heavenly bodies and the fallen angels, the interference of all the fallen angels out of heaven interfere with your mind and its construction when you're born. You can be the guy, you can be all that guy look at everything as sabotage. You could do that, but you're going to get diminishing returns if you're not approaching something in the supremely positive fashion. Going north, or maybe going west. Horse teeth. Broad strokes to avoid evil and sin, putting yourself in better environments and avoiding ones that you know tend to lead to bad. If you have discernment and understanding and wisdom, you'll start to get there. Caesar, you know, I'm getting there. That's been kind of my mantra. That's been my mantra for a little bit. But it's not the best. You need something supremely positive, supremely north-facing. I don't know how to describe it, but your methodology has to be clean. How you do anything is how you do everything. You have to apply that to everything. You might be born under the stars and under the planets and under the fallen angels, as we all are. But every second that goes on, there is an opportunity to go somewhere else. And framing things in the affirmative or the positive is something that's going to pay you back. Pushing out, describing negativity in a negative way. You can describe negativity in funny ways or positive ways. It's what I sort of strive for. Every second, you see, the fallen angels are algorithmic. Even Satan, the prince of this, the lord of this principality, I guess, that wants, it must be some expression of wanting an adoration or to be felt that you are responsible for all the good in the world. And you could say the same about the stars and the astrological bodies. Maybe they project what they are into you so you can be more like them, or is that you can worship what they are. I'm just throwing some weird stuff out there. I don't pretend to understand deities or fallen algorithms. But you get what I'm saying. Could just be a machine, could be just science. I have no idea. I don't know. These powers, they seem like they have goals and they have intentions and they have desires. It could be these things are so algorithmic they wish to spread their algorithm. I have no idea, but regardless, the demons can't change. The angels don't change. Whether they're fallen or not, they don't change. The archons don't change. The aliens don't change. The only thing that can be changed is you can go any direction you want at any second. Just whatever key it takes to unlock it in you is what you should be grasping for. Maybe it's in the Gospels and it's in the holy books. But if you don't have the eyes or the ears, like, you're not going to be able to understand it. But it should be a rage against the principalities responsible and overly exerting their influence on you during your birth. People don't rage enough against that. That is a holy war. To fight against the hardwiring of your birth is a holy war that you fight every second of your life. I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea. Whatever it takes to get you to move or to change away from what is magnetized negatively, that brings you to hell, that makes you live in hell while you live yet. That's power. The gods don't change. The demons and the angels don't change. Men and women can change. At any second. I could press stop streaming right now and never say one word again for the rest of my life. You are capable of anything. And I'm just making up bad examples, but if you make the right example up for yourself, you can slide in. I'm just trying to get through to the wild ones. You might feel like you have no power, but you have the ultimate power. It's just that the knowledge and the understanding and the discernment of that power has been suppressed or murdered or switched and changed into something that makes no sense. So I'll put that forth. I will absolutely put that forth. Terry, isn't it? It's freaking balls deep.